This is a C++ program that uses nested loops to print a table of values that represent the first 4 powers of the numbers from 1 to 5. The program first declares several variables of type int and float, and then initializes the value of a string to be printed to the console. The outermost loop uses the variable number 1 to iterate over the numbers from 1 to 5. Inside this loop, there is another loop that uses the variable call to iterate over the columns of the table. Since call variable is initialized to 0 and the loop condition call is less than 1 will always be true. This inner loop will run once for each iteration of the outer loop. Inside the inner loop, there is another loop that uses the variable expo to calculate the power of number 1. The loop condition expo is less than 5 will ensure that this loop runs 4 times since it starts with expo equal to 0 and stops when expo is equal to 4. During each iteration of the innermost loop, the value of number 1 is raised to the power of expo using the asterisk equals operator, and the result is stored in the variable res. Then the value of res is printed to the console followed by a tab character using the count function. After the innermost loop completes, a new line character is printed to move to the next line of the table. The output of the program will be a table with 5 rows and 4 columns, where each cell in the table contains a number representing a power of 1 of the number from 1 to 5. The first row of the table contains the numbers 1 through 4, representing the first power of the number from 1 to 4. The second row will contain the number of each of these numbers, and so on up to the 4th power.
In summary, the C++ program uses nested loops to print a table of values that represent the first 4 powers of numbers from 1 to 5. It declares and initializes several variables, and then iterates over the numbers of powers using nested loops. During each iteration of innermost loop, the program calculates the power of the number of prints it to the console. The output of the program is a table of 5 rows and 4 columns, where each cell in the table contains a number representing a power of 1 of the numbers from 1 to 5.